Hello, 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 and welcome to the weekly review at Sean's Rock. I am Sean the Notorious, and of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy Rock Mike. Man, it's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful day. It's a
Man,
beautiful May day. It's about to be Gemini season. I'm about to be 34 years old in less than a month.
I am right there with you. Remember, my day is literally 7 days after your birthday, which is
Except
crazy.
you gotta switch the numbers around the 34 and 43.
Uh, uh, I mean, it's true. It's true statement though. It's true statement.
That is
So
true.
but hey, I'm loving it. I'm still here. So hey, I ain't mad at it.
I see you in
Older, getting wiser.
I see you downgraded from them space headphones you had on the other day
Oh
last
no,
week.
no. My safe headphones are still here, as you call them. They're
Yeah,
still
man. So
perfect. But
what is Thanos doing right now? Can you get him up or did you get that
let
far?
me let me let me let me let me try them. I'll try them later. I got my board back here. I'll tweak it a little bit and be
Okay.
good to go.
All
But
right.
yeah, but man, it is a nice day. You're right. It is a beautiful day here. It's kind of hot, but it's not too hot. If it makes any sense, you
It's
know.
I was at the pool earlier,
I'm
which is
going to the pool
impressive.
later on tonight. I mean, my pool's here at my house, but I'm going to the pool tonight. So
Yeah, so
this,
do you
this
just
morning.
do you ever just get home and just be like just get butt naked and just jump in? Just like walk in the door, like, oh whatever. Just jump right in the pool. It's my place. I can get naked.
I will plead the fifth on that one. I,
Fair enough.
I'll plead the fifth on that one. But I will tell you, I love my having a pool. I won't lie to that. It's annoying. It's like having a kid, but I still like
Okay.
having a pool.
Okay. Well, at least you can leave it at home by yourself, for weeks if you really wanted to. What was I gonna say? We got a pool here. Funny thing is though, like our pool is I mean, oh, it's not a community pool. It's not like people can just come in. You gotta live here. But it's
uh,
the where it's facing, and this is what the girlfriend complains about all the time. It's like on one side of the building where the building is like blocking the sunlight. So you get maybe, and for all those people out there tanning, oh man, they get upset. They get like maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour of actual like direct sunlight. Rest of the day, it's in the shade, and that's when I come in like a little snake, like, all right, some shade. And I know people are listening out there, like, oh, what do you want to? You don't you want to get some sun? Like, listen, those of you that are listening that can't see me, you don't understand. Like, I've gotten sun. I've gotten the sun. I've gotten the sun so much that it just stuck. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I just got that
we
stuck
call it
tan.
we call it permatan. You know,
Exactly. I got to see people go to
Uh,
tanning beds. They get, they get the fake tans, the spray tans. I got the real deal, natural UV,
yeah,
ever life lasting tan, and I
they're
love it.
they're going to try and get to where we already are. So I mean,
Exactly. You know what's funny? I asked my brothers who do tan, my Caucasian brothers who do tan. I'm like, hey man, why are you doing this? Like I've never been like, I've
wait,
never gotten a clear answer. Like, yo, why are you doing this? Like, what is the
wait,
benefit of
wait.
this?
I know women who tan. I've never met a guy who actually goes tanning.
Oh, bro, what man? Go to the beach. Go to anywhere where there's a rooftop or there's a pool. You're gonna see all types of dudes out there just lathered up in all types of coconut, baby oil. It's an oil specifically just to make you tan faster. Like, yo, man, just
Yeah.
I like you the way you are. I mean, unless you're trying to hide
See,
your identity or something.
see, that's the thing. When I go to the beach and I lay out on the beach after I've been because
I still
I'm
can't
going to the
believe you
beach,
do
I'm
that.
going in the water. I'm getting in the water, but I'll get out of the beach and I'll lay out. I'm not laying out in the sun. Guess what? I'm laying out and I got this nice tent. I'm getting in my tent.
Listen,
No,
I
I'm
don't know
good.
why people go to the beach and get in the water. Like, it's not
It's
the water ain't no
fun.
different than the water that you've been around
It's
your entire life.
it's completely different. It has waves in it. It has animals. It has a chance.
Exactly.
It has a chance of getting bit. So there's a little bit of thrill that goes along with it. And again,
Okay.
like I said before, waves.
Listen, a lot of people ask me, like, yo, Sirach, can you swim? First of all, I don't know what to ask me that. Like, I'm like, something like, like I was born yesterday. I was like, oh, swimming? What is that? Of course I can swim. Not well, but I don't,
There it
listen,
is.
I don't swim well, but I know how to survive. It's not pretty. It's nothing that's gonna win a Olympic, trial. It's nothing that, you're gonna have a training video on, but you trust me, it may look like I'm drowning, but I'm surviving out there. So for those survivors out there, hats off to you. Cheers. You know what I mean? I feel you. I feel you on that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
anyways,
So in other words, you don't know how to swim. We're gonna leave it at
Listen,
that.
the great thing is 90% of my life I've been on land, so the other I've been in a uterus. What we got on the rundown today?
Oh man. Okay. So for today, we got, of course, we're gonna go and preface this. I don't know what's going on in the world right now. Everything's about politics. It's getting annoying. I know election season's coming up, but come on, we ain't got to
Is
start
it?
early. Let's just ease into it. So, with that being said, our stories for today, we only got 2 good stories, but that's what we have for you. So, we'll of course talk about what's going on with Jay Morant and his old
Jay Morant.
Instagram.
That's how you know Shaw
You
don't
know,
watch
he
basketball. Who is Jay Morant?
I said John Morant.
You
Oh, I did say
said
Jay.
Jay.
I meant to say Ja. It came out as Jay. It comes out. And you're right. I only watch championship basketball. I don't watch all 100 and something games they play. Because there's a lot of damn
That's
games.
true.
Now,
You might not never
football,
know who he is because he's probably not gonna make it after this last incident.
you're not wrong. Now, football, I watch football. But anyway, that's beside the point. Now, John Morant, we're gonna talk about what's going on with him and his old Instagram thing. And what's he branding? And why would you do that? We make millions of dollars a year to play a game. Anyway, moving on from that, we're gonna go talk about super weirdos. There's a couple. There's some shows out there. The Boys being one of them, Invincible being another. That shows a different light on all
I'm
these
I'm
superheroes.
I'm glad you clarified that because
So,
when I heard super weirdos, that's not what I automatically thought. Like, wait, we talk about pedophiles or creeps? Like, what do we?
well, they are super weird, but those are more like super creeps.
That's
I
true.
think. Well, yeah,
I think it's worse. I think it's worse to be a super creep than anything, right?
man, yes. Could you
Creep,
imagine? Oh, super creep. I'm super creepy. Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Creep
no,
is
it
like
doesn't even.
it's like you can't go to jail for being a creep, but you don't want to be a creep. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like
no,
there's no legal punishment, but there's like just social punishment. It's just, oh,
but okay. So you say that, but let me tell you about a show I haven't watched yet, but I
mhm.
saw it pop up on Netflix talking about super creeps. There's a show on Netflix called "I Am a Stalker."
Oh damn. I think I saw
Yes,
a preview of that.
I know, I did too. I'm like, this is some creepy. This is some creepy ass shit. It
Yeah,
really is.
I'm a stalker. They admit it? You're not supposed to do that. That goes against the code of stalking.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, "What?" I mean, the guy's in jail, and the woman's talking about it, but I'm like, "Why are you even talking about it? You're gonna let him know where you live."
Oh, he's in jail. Oh, okay. So he's a stalker and a creep, and he got caught. See,
Yeah, but
okay.
eventually he's gonna get out, so I don't know why you're sitting there on
I
TV
don't know.
talking about it. You just disappear. Be like, leave me the H alone. I'm going this way."
I don't know what's worse, like being a stalker, being a creep, or being a pervert. Like where how you rank that? What's top? Pervert?
Pervert,
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 yeah, pervert.
pervert,
Pervert, then
pervert stop.
stalker, then creep. Because
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen guys get called creeps that I personally know. I'm like, well, he's not a creep, but whatever.
I'm sure
It's a
I've been
lady's
called a
choice.
creep.
If a lady calls you a creep, you're a creep. Sorry, my
Uh,
bad. But we can still hang
uh,
out.
I mean, I'm sure I've been called a creep before in my life. Hey,
He
it
said, I'm
happens.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, come
I don't think
on.
I've ever been called a creep. If you did call me a
Oh,
creep, just a
yeah.
close.
See, if you think that way, you're wrong.
Whatever. I'll be a creep. Whatever. I'm like
But
1 out of 100. I'm kidding.
1 out of 100. Okay, so you're still that one though. So hey, you're in the ball
True.
game.
All right. Jay Morant, or whatever you want to call him, Ja Morant.
Oh,
Jay
oh,
Morant.
see. Anyway, go
Um,
ahead.
for those of you who don't know, Ja Morant is a rising star. Well, I won't say rising star. He's a superstar in the NBA. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's a sophomore. Rookie year was last season. Hell of a talent. The guy can ball. I mean, he's brought his team from the slums of Tennessee all the way to the playoffs of the NBA. Now, Ja Morant
Slums of
is
Tennessee. Oh, you're killing
uh,
us getting sponsors.
Ja Morant is in his early 20s, no older than I think he's 23, maybe 22. Either way, he's young. And being young, you do dumb stuff. Okay.
uh,
So being in Memphis, I don't know if you guys
I'm so glad that camera phones didn't exist when I was like in those
yeah, I know,
stages.
right? Like, oh my God.
God.
Not only camera phones, like
Woo.
4K, 8K recording phones that we got now. Like
Oh yeah.
you can't even say that wasn't you. Like, I don't think
Uh,
that was a deep fake.
I see you're a mole, man.
Yeah. That's side note. I'm glad that deepfake has come out, like to combat 8K footage to where like, yeah, I guess that's me. Like, no, that's a deep fake. Yeah, they do that now. But anyway, John Morant in Memphis about a couple months ago, he was actually was a video surface of him in a club brandishing a firearm, a pistol. And obviously, whether I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably illegal to have a gun in a club in Tennessee or a bar or any of those type of
Or
establishments.
most places that
Yeah.
sell alcohol.
And not only that, I mean, he's obviously the star of the team and one of the star faces of the entire National Basketball Association. Once again, was caught on video brandishing a firearm, and he paid his dues. Suspended a couple games, fined, obviously. Did the whole 9 yards. Went to talk to people, apologize.
Mhm.
Which I mean,
The
which is
apology tour. The apology
yeah,
tour is what they call it, you know?
yeah. It's like I mean, we
Yeah.
we
It's
know,
it's
right?
totally useless, but, they still do it. It's
Exactly.
completely useless.
Exactly. Now he didn't pull a Gilbert Arenas. He didn't bring a gun into the locker room, or he wasn't. You didn't see him busting off shots, or a drive by, or any type of ballers. I don't know if you ever watched Ballers on HBO, but they had one of the
Oh,
episodes.
yeah.
Yeah, one of the episodes, one of the players was whatever. But anyway, so after all that happened, came back. You forgive him, obviously. Like, oh, he's young, he's dumb, whatever. He doesn't
Yeah.
know any better. He does know better, by the way. But yeah, he continued to play. Took Memphis to the playoffs. Unfortunately, they lost to the LA Lakers. And then, as of this past Sunday, Mother's Day, actually,
Yeah.
another video surfaced of him in a car
Come on now.
on I think it was Instagram, pretty much doing the same thing, brandishing a firearm. I don't know if he was dancing with his gun, which I don't recommend anyone who owns a firearm dances with their gun.
No.
Yes,
Ever.
yes. I
Ever.
don't know, probably not loaded. I would think he had some type of
Now, how dumb. You
yeah,
literally just got suspended.
yeah.
Yeah, literally just went on an apology tour. And you've got cameras everywhere around. Look, I tell my
Well, it's not
kids,
that he just got cameras
the
there, like, somebody recorded it on a video. It's not like he was, like, outside somewhere in the security camera footage. Like, literally, somebody was like, "Hey, John, look over here." You know what I mean? Like, it was purposely he knew about it, and clearly whoever he was with wasn't looking for his best interest because I'm sure they knew what happened to him literally a few months beforehand. Anyway, that video surfaced. It was deleted. It was taken down shortly after, but you know how the internet is. Once it's up, it's always up, baby. It's always up.
yep.
And as of late, obviously, I mean, I'm not even like I don't follow the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't even follow the NBA that much ever since Kobe retired. However, it's going to make the news. It's going to be on ESPN. It's Mother's Day.
Yep.
It's breaking news pretty much, and basically, everybody's wondering what is going to happen now. So clearly, me personally, just like most people would say, Ja clearly didn't learn his lesson. It also makes me done it 1,000 times since his suspension. Is just we didn't see it on video. Um,
Exactly. That because
yeah,
when it's on video, that's just a one time out of the
yeah,
moment
that's just
in
like we just
life.
caught you for a second, but we don't know
But
what
that
you're
means
doing.
you've been doing some stuff when the cameras aren't. Because that's what I was saying. Okay, look, that's why I was saying I'm glad camera phones went around when I was, especially like my younger 20s,
Right?
because in my late teenage years, because that's you do some really really dumb stuff
Yeah,
in those years. You really
yeah.
do. You know, but now you have to tell everyone in that age group, look, the moment you step outside, you're being recorded. The moment you step outside.
Well, not just that. I mean, even for us, like, yeah, we know better. And yeah, like we've messed up, but like you are the face of a franchise. You're getting paid. You have a multi-million dollar. Like people would kill to be in your shoes. Like literally, they would. They kill for being less in smaller shoes. And you got the pass once, and not even within and within the same year, you do the exact same thing. Like it's not like he was doing something completely different. It was like, oh, he's a terrible person. No, he did the
No.
exact same thing, like without. Oh my god! Like, and I've seen the video, and it's not like he was just like they call him like frowning, like oh no, like he was clearly knowing what was going on, enjoying it, dancing, like oh swag surfing with boom 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 boom. Like, what do you guys just rob a bank or something? You know what I mean? So now, as of today, actually, he did. come out with a statement saying, he takes full responsibility. Of course, you take full responsibility. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what was there another form of responsibility that that was an
Yeah.
option? I take
Did
half
somebody else
responsibility.
brandish their
Yeah,
gun and make you brandish yours?
yeah.
What?
So the driver, he threw it to me real quick, and I caught it because I'm gonna catch it. I got good hands, and then next thing you know, I seen the camera flash, and it was uploaded before I could say anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so what do you think? I mean, like, you never want to see a kid or well, he's an adult, so you got to treat him like an adult, but a young adult.
Yeah.
You never want to see a young adult in those situations to where like you can literally watch them throw their career away. Do you think?
Yeah,
I guess my
yeah.
question to you is, what do you think if there is a punishment? Maybe there won't be, because remember, there is there's a flip side to this coin, right? So John technically, as far as his latest video, didn't do anything illegal. It's not illegal to carry a firearm in Tennessee. He wasn't shooting any. He wasn't. It basically there's no criminal charges against him. However, the NBA is obviously going to do something and his sponsors are going to do something. So, what do you think is a fair punishment that he'll receive if he does receive
So
punishment at all?
let me kind of take this back a little bit. So, and I don't know the law in Tennessee. I was trying to look it up a little bit. I couldn't find it.
It's
I
lax,
don't know
trust
if
me.
it's
It's
open carry or
very
not.
lax.
But brandishing brandishing a firearm is in a lot of places is a felony.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially
and
if you're
and
not like in any type of like situation where you're being threatened for your life.
exactly. So he's for one, he's lucky. So he's
Yeah,
got to realize that. And the people who are going to who maybe punish him, his sponsors, the team, realize, hey, look, you brandished a firearm here in Tennessee. What if you were in Miami? What if we were in
New York.
uh New York?
You be
You know,
bicycle Burrs. You see what happened to him?
eh,
He shot himself and
yeah,
went to prison. Like, we'll talk
yeah.
about a terrible day.
Exactly. Same thing happened to Jai. If he was stupid enough to do that, what if
Mm,
that video that they took of him? What if it did happen somewhere else and wasn't in Tennessee? Investigators look at it and go, "Hey, wait, that wasn't us. That was in New York," and they send it to New York. And guess what's going to happen? New York police now have proof of you
yeah.
brandishing a firearm for no reason, and that's a felony, and they're going to come for you.
And nowadays they love to use athletes and celebrities as,
Examples.
examples. Exactly. There's too much, and I don't want to dive too deep into this side subject, but there's too much
Yeah.
issues with firearms and mass shootings, and it's been a debate for I don't know how since pretty much since I can remember, to where like you as a top athlete, whether or not you like it. I mean, I know people say you have a brand to where younger kids look up to you, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
know that wasn't your
You
goal.
don't want to be it, but that's it.
Yeah,
You looked up to someone, most likely 99% of the time, to
right,
get where you are.
right.
So you have to expect the same in return.
Exactly. And I know it's up to, especially with kids, it's their parents' responsibility. And I respect that and I get that 100%. But, you're never going to be the perfect parent to where you can just block out any type of, situations like that your kid is going to see. You're going to see it at school. They got phones now. They are better with social media and phones than we are at this point.
Mm,
So of course that's going to pop up. Now Ja is not, I mean, he's some kids role model. He's not some kids role model. Who That's not us to decide. But however, it's like, bro, like, I mean, you gotta do better. And I'm sure there's other athletes who are not as popular, who
yeah.
have been in similar situations where they maybe had a firearm or did something that was legal, completely legal in the eyes of the law. But as far as their brand and what they represented, it frowned upon. And they probably got the book thrown at them or kicked out of the league or had all their money taken away. And I don't know, man. I think Ja will get suspended at least for half a season. And I think the Memphis Grizzlies are like on. I think they'll just get rid of him somehow, some way.
Mm. So I was reading just a little bit on it. And Adam Silver,
Uh huh.
who, as we all know, is he's the chair in
Commission,
NBA
commissioner, yeah.
commissioner. I'm sorry, commissioner NBA. He's pissed. He didn't say it in so many words, but you can tell in the statement that he released,
Hmm.
he's pissed. He said he didn't know about a second video.
Yeah.
So it will
Well,
be handled by
I
the
mean, like,
NBA.
well, he found out just like the rest of us, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. So to get back to what's going to happen, I think Adam Silver's going to make an example of him, regardless. Because,
I think he has
like I
to.
said, he could have been anywhere. He could have been anywhere brandishing that firearm, and before a game or whatever, the cops, certain cops, do not care what you are doing. They will come and get you
Right.
wherever. You may be in the middle of a game, and they're like, "Hey, no, we got you dead to rights. We're going." So
Yeah. And the NBA has an image to uphold. I mean,
protect.
they are.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's the NBA is anybody can play in the league, but let's be honest. They're more pro diversity than anything. And the last thing, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like he was caught smoking. I mean, they are literally, you know, even though they're not the NFL, they're not MLB, they're not the NHL, but these leagues, they have to have a common understanding about their athletes. So, I mean, think of
Yeah.
like Josh Gordon, who played for the Browns or in the NFL. Like he got in trouble for weed, which is legal in a lot of states now it is at least, and he's not even in an NFL anymore. Imagine if
Yeah.
Josh Gordon if that situation wasn't weed, but he did the same thing John Morant did, he would be gone the first instance that happened. He'd be going and
Yep.
probably fined and probably in jail or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So I think John Moran has to, kind of. I mean, he got to know what's coming. You know what I mean? You got to take it like a man, accept the punishment, whether you are even allowed back in the league or whether you're suspended for a season, whatever. You take it. You
Yeah.
donate your time and energy to
Not brandishing
gun.
a firearm.
Yeah, like but the thing is he has to like with those type of athletes, man, you gotta like you can't. I mean, I know he has an apology tour. He's gonna say, "Oh, I take responsibility," but like you gotta
Yeah.
really get to them and make them realize, like, "Hey, look, this is why everyone is so upset. This is why what you did looks careless, not just because of who you are as an athlete, just because of what's been going on in this country for quite some time now. Like, and for you to just like your demeanor in the video, and I know it's short and it was taken down. So clearly whoever put it up knew it was a mistake or knew, you know, that was the wrong decision. However, from what I seen, like you knew you were being recorded. Like you should be
Yep.
avoiding cameras and guns completely. You shouldn't even be playing Call of Duty, to be honest with you. Like you should just be focusing on basketball, and that is it. And learning from your mistakes and reminding yourself never to do that again. And for that
Do
not to
it.
happen is like, bro, like, what do you think is going to happen now?
Do what every other super millionaire does. If you really want to go shoot and do all that stuff, there's ranches for that. There's
Yeah,
countries for that.
shooting
Get out of the
ranges.
country.
If you're at a
Shooting
shooting
range.
range, well, he probably shouldn't be at a shooting range either. But
Well, not
if there was
now.
yeah, you shouldn't be at anything that starts with an S at all or G. And it's like, if you job rent at this point, you got nothing to lose. You might as
Yeah.
well try to get a sponsor from the NRA. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm pro guns, and I was reading like some of the there's always these like chats and Reddit and
Mhm.
all these and on ESPN. It's just like it's always those Second Amendment advocates. Like I support that, but it's like you guys, you can't like look at the context of the situation right now. We're not talking about like
Yeah.
he shouldn't have a gun. Is that he shouldn't be a Nike athlete making multi-million, fucking 8-figure contracts and dancing a little perp with a pistol in the car,
Yeah.
whatever he was listening to.
That's something that you
Little
expect
perp.
from. I mean, and it's gonna say what it is. Something you expect from a up and coming rapper to put out their image. That's
Right.
not something you expect from a person that is being looked at as a role model, even though you don't want to be. You still are. I'm sorry. That's just how
Yeah.
life
And,
is.
who I know I said this before we went on air, but I think he was in the car with Dylan Brooks because Dylan Brooks was getting a lot of heat for his comments on LeBron during their Memphis and LA series. And if anybody wanted to get the heat off them, what do? Well, my teammate, hey, John Morant, why don't you look over here real quick, catch this, upload, boom. Like,
And that's
hey,
possible. And
I'm going
apparently
down. everybody's going down.
That's true, and apparently they kind of get into it. I mean, we were kind of dancing around, but apparently he's not very. Even though he's a star player and the star of the team, he's not well liked. Uh, allegedly not well liked in the locker room. You know,
Yeah,
so
see, that's not see how everything
so
comes
there,
out?
so there's that. The Grizzlies want a cohesive team.
Mhm.
This is going to cost. This may cost them money.
It will cost them
They
money. I
so
100%.
yeah, because they're gonna get to spend it, which means your star players spend it, ticket sales go down. Ticket sales go down.
And
Hey,
he's under
it takes it
contract, so
somewhere else,
you unless you trade him, you can't afford to bring in anybody else to take his place for that season.
nope.
So basically, to the Grizzlies, unless they trade Ja Morant away for way less than he's probably going to be worth, they're going to be stuck with his
They're gonna hate that
contract,
year,
which pretty means if he's not playing, they're probably not going to make the playoffs, which means they can pretty much tank this next season if they want and look forward to the 2025 draft
which
or
means like now
2024.
they're looking at trades and everything else. No, he is causing image issues. So to get back to where I think they're going to spank him, they are going to not necessarily
They
throw
gonna
the
hang him.
full book at him because he didn't pull out the gun to shoot it, but they're going to make an example of him saying, "Hey, look, you can't do it." So you can say bye to half the season. You can say, uh, shoot, goodbye to like what, probably 100 grand, 200 grand.
100 grand, boy, what? He about to be
I
losing
know.
millions.
Yeah,
His contract was 5 years, $194 million. That's a max
yeah.
contract. That was supposed to start this coming up season. He got deals with Nike, which we all love. Powerade, which I probably wouldn't with Gatorade on that
I
one.
like Powerade. I like Powerade.
But either way, like they got an image to protect. You know, the first video back a couple months ago cost him pretty much close to $700,000 in forfeited
Ooh.
salary. So because remember the games they don't play, they get paid per game, right?
Exactly.
So the
So
games they
he's not getting
miss
paid
is
per
costing
game.
them money.
Yeah. So now he's for one, he's not going to get paid for that season. He'll get his guarantee because he still get his guarantee, whatever that is. But outside of that, he's not getting paid for this
It
season.
just depends. It depends on his contract. Sometimes
Oh
you
yeah,
have
that's true.
stipulations in there that say, "Hey, look, if you do something stupid, this voids
We
everything."
ain't, that's true. So but he still has to pay his agent. He still has to pay the people taking care of his home. He still has to pay all these people, and it's going to cost him money plus the fine he's going to have to. He should, in my opinion, have to pay to kind of show, hey, look, I was dumb. Don't do what I did
Yeah,
because that's the message he should be putting out.
and there and I'll
Guns are
leave.
not toys.
Exactly, and I'll leave it at this. This be my last thoughts on this, and like it's also about the timing too. Like I think 2 weeks ago there was that shooting at that Texas
Yes,
mall, yeah,
we've
and then
had
a week
two
later,
bad shooting. Yeah,
just the gun trending topic. Like you don't want to be a part of that, and it's funny within those chat groups and Reddit and like I was saying
yeah.
earlier. It's always that saying when they were talking about Dylan Brooks. You better work on he'd be playing in Chinese league. Well, shit, Ja Morant, he better start working on his Mandarin too. He gonna be out there
Yeah.
hooping it up with
Exactly.
Yao Ming Jr.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Hey, you
So
gotta have to do something for that season because he's not getting paid for his what is it, 194 million. A, a big chunk of that is gone if they decide to spend him for the
yeah.
season.
Well, he's never had it
So
before, so I guess he ain't really missing out on nothing. Anyways,
yep. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Oh, by the way, this before we leave out, then our NRA, they haven't spoken out for this really.
they
They're
don't
just kind of
care.
like, yeah. But anybody
They be like,
else,
Ja who? Ja Rule?
yeah,
We
anybody
still
else,
rapping?
they're quick to say, hey, no, leave him alone. This is
Yeah, well, the
I don't want
NRA,
to say much on that,
listen, the
but
NRA, they be waiting
just
for
keep that in
somebody
your
to mess
head.
up with a gun. I'm like, see, told you, should have
Yeah.
supported us. Vote for me.
Pretty much.
Um,
So moving on. Super weirdos.
super
So
weirdos.
yes.
You gotta explain that a little bit for me.
Yeah, I'm explaining this a little bit for you. All right. So here's what it is. I don't know if you've seen The Boys or Invincible, but and actually I think is what's it called?
I haven't.
Jupiter Descending
What
or
is
some other.
Invincible?
So Invincible. All right. So let me kind of tell you what The Boys. The Boys. I think you've seen it, but it's about a group of superheroes who instead of being superheroes, they are saving lives, but they also are doing some shady cross the line
Yeah,
kill you for no reason
It's like
stuff. I
it's like if
mean,
we had superheroes in real life, like reality superheroes, not the ones that are like committed to
perfect.
like, yeah, they're like a brand, they're celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah. These are the superheroes that realize, hey, wait, I'm more powerful than most of the people on Earth. Stop me from doing what I'm doing. And that's the ones we're talking about. They act good, but behind closed doors or behind whatever, they're
Behind
making some
behind
dirty deals and doing
very thick
some dirty
concrete
stuff.
doors.
So, and then from that you have this show called Invincible, which
Okay,
is about a teenager whose dad is basically that country's, well, that world's Superman. He's the all powerful, he can do whatever.
okay,
Um but he's also just as bad as the lead protagonist from The Boys. He kills people for no reason. He
okay.
gets angry for no reason, all that
So
stuff.
he's
And
human.
the he,
He's human.
but
He's
yeah,
stressed.
and I know I'm not gonna get too much into it because I don't want to spoil anyone who hasn't seen it, but that's pretty much the premise.
Okay.
Now, it seems to be a trend going of, instead of being these super perfect superheroes, which, let's be honest, no one's perfect. Everyone has a bad day. Everyone, if you
You
realize
had a
that you're
bad day.
if you realize that you're more powerful than most of the world, you might do some crazy dumb stuff, which we'll get into in a minute. But that's what the trend is going, and I kind of like it. I even
Well, like a
Superman,
real keeping it real superheroes like Dave Chappelle.
yeah,
When keeping it real goes wrong, keeping it real
eh,
superheroes.
exactly. Even the later Superman, not the early ones, but the later Superman started showing Superman having flaws, getting mad.
Yeah, he probably. I'm
Being, yeah,
tired of this shit, man. Like, God, man,
exactly.
if my planet was still around, I would not be here. Trust me.
And he wouldn't, and that's where we're going. That's kind of where we're at. So that's what a super widow is. Super widow is not a superhero, but not a villain. So they're super weird. That's a super weirdo.
I think you just made that up real quick, but
Hey,
I'm gonna trademark
hey,
that. Super weirdos.
hey, you liked it though, didn't you?
Super weirdos. All right. So yeah, I was watching The Boys on Amazon. And The Boys is like I watched the first. I didn't watch the second season. I was catching up on the third season. I don't even know half the characters' name, to be
Wait, wait,
honest
wait,
with
wait.
you.
You didn't watch the second season?
Nah, I just got straight to the end on the third season.
Dude, you got to binge the second season.
Second
I'll
season
tell you.
always sucks for every series.
No, not for this one. This one was crazy, and that's the best way of putting it. The
Okay.
second season was wild crazy. And knowing what the first season is, and I've seen the third season, to tell you that the second season is wild crazy kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what the heck.
Okay. That makes sense. So the Homelander is pretty much equivalent to like Superman, right? So all
Yeah,
right, so those of you who don't pay attention or even like read comics, I don't read comics, but are not up to speed with the whole superhero genre. But like I guess the Justice League would be a good example. Like, the Batman,
yeah,
the Superman, basically
yeah,
the community of superheroes who agree to protect the earth for some reason, even though they really could probably do better without humans.
yeah,
It's kind of like the boy.
pretty
That's what
much.
the boy's premise is. And basically these superheroes are they're real. They're human, but they have superpowers, right? So
Yeah,
they're not your typical superhero that just happen to be human. They're human with superpowers, born with superpowers. Pretty so, but they still have the same human flaws. Like, they get stressed,
yes.
they get depressed, they get
They can't find a
selfish.
job.
They get yeah. I mean, I don't know why they would work, but basically there's a company that basically keeps them in line, right? They're like, I mean, we could use John Morant, for example, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
NBA
yeah.
players that play on teams, but it's all run by the NBA. And they have their star players. LeBron, you can call him Homelander. I keep saying Highlander, but Homelander, which is, like I said, the Superman. And then there's like damn, what is the lady that
Uh,
looks like Wonder Woman?
God, what is
I am terrible with names.
uh so you got the guy with the full black suit, black
Black Panther.
no, he's not Black Panther.
Black
See,
Panther.
you're gonna get his copyright hit it. No, what's his name?
I
I
don't know
can't
his
remember his
name, but
name.
he don't talk, so
Yeah,
it don't matter. He can't even say his own name.
yeah,
And then like there's a colorful cast of superheroes. They all have
yeah,
very various powers. And Homelander, like I said, being the Superman, he's the most powerful. He can pretty much do whatever the hell he wants. However, he's treated like a branded superhero, meaning like he
Yes.
has, he has to do talk shows, he has to do, on air, speaking to the public, all this stuff. He
Uh,
has to keep that image of, hey, I'm here to save you. His cape,
He has to mention advertisements too,
right? His
which
uniform
is
is a fucking, I was gonna say is a is a flag, and he has red, white, and blue. Then you got the super fast guy, you got the girl that reminds me of the girl from X-Men who shoots sparklers at people's faces. Not Jean. I forgot her name. Some I don't know. But basically, everybody is weaker than Homelander, and it got me thinking. Like, so one, it got me thinking two things. First thing is, I never understood why, like, if that was a real life situation, why, you got these people with they call them supers with all these powers. Why do they even like agree or like even like try to come to terms with what like the rest of the world wants? Like Homelander himself probably could destroy the world if he really wanted to. And Homelander with a handful of other colorful casts could easily do it. And yet they still like don't. I never understood in any comic. I never understood why Superman was just like, what? I mean,
yeah.
I'm over New York by. He just blows New York up. Not saying he should do that, but like he
Why
can. And
doesn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
or Batman. I mean, well, Batman's just a rich prick, but
But and that's the thing about Batman. Batman shows you can be a superhero if you're a billionaire, and
you think
that's
Batman
kind
would
of
be a
and
superhero if he
that's
was
his
broke?
and
Like if he was like
no,
if like his all
no,
his
he'd
stocks
be a
in
poor
Wayne
detective.
in Wayne's in
Uh,
his company just crashed. He'd be like, oh shit, guess I got to
uh,
sell this Batman suit for
uh,
some
he,
groceries.
he would just be a poor detective. But it kind of step back, just real quick, kind of tell you about just a few of the characters off the boys. So you've got, of course, Homelander, as you said. You also have Starlight. That's the little woman who sends
I don't
little,
know what she does.
basically, she sends out basically a bright light, a really, really, really bright light
So all you
out of
need
her
is them.
fingers.
See, put your Oakleys on. You be
Yeah,
like, not
yeah.
working.
But then the one that the woman who's basically like Wonder Woman, her name is Queen Maeve. You had her, and the speed guy. That's A Train. So
Train. I'm glad they made
yeah,
him black though. About time. Like, man, like why should he be fast? I mean, that's just sorry, that's prejudice. No, he should not be fast, but he just happens to be. So whatever.
yeah. Which is kind of he's fast and he has an issue, which I won't go into because I'm not going to spoil it. But he's fast and has an
He's fast.
issue. So
Got diabetes. I don't know how that happened. He got IBS. He's just running to the bathroom real quick every time. Ooh, shit, I
yeah,
gotta.
that's all he does. Just back and forth to the bathroom. No, but it's so to kind of step off and not completely off of the superhero genre is Star Trek has been making its reemergence, say we say on Paramount.
Start
So
track.
Star Trek, yeah, Enterprise and all that, yeah, all that.
Living long and prosper.
So that's making this resurgence, and the thing they're doing now, because all the older episodes, Generation, Original Enterprise, even the ones that came out in the '90s, had the cast, always had too perfect of a cast. The people were always never really making a human like mistake. They would make
Captain
mistakes, but
Kirk.
nothing that they wouldn't get pissed off. They wouldn't just slam their stuff around
Yeah,
because
it was always like
it was
humble. It was always
humble.
cool heads.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we
So
just use the
now,
hyperdrive?
and now you got captains getting pissed off and trying to kill the whole crews and stuff. It's a much better
Y'all
way of
done.
doing things, and it's much more enjoyable. Much more enjoyable. So
That's
that's why
true.
I like the way things like this are going. Let's
Yeah.
keep doing this with superheroes. But let's talk about more about superheroes. So if Homelander, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's Superman.
I
He's
like I like
Superman
I like how
with
they
an
made
attitude.
him like the good guy and the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's saving the world and also controlling the world at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's very secure.
yeah, pretty much,
Do
pretty
they
much.
like me? Like, motherfucker, you Homelander. Like, just roast their ass with your eyes if they don't like you. I don't know.
So here's the question: would you want to be as powerful as Homelander,
Okay.
or would you want to be, say, more like Batman, or in this case, what's his name, Billy Butcher? Would you want to
Mm.
be more of that kind of person? You solving? You're still
Does it
super,
have to be like? Does it have to be just the boys? Could it be anybody?
anybody. We're not
Man,
this.
I don't.
We
Man.
anybody.
All right. See. All right. So this, I guess that goes into my other question, but like, I guess I would have to choose. This is gonna shock you guys.
Oh
I
boy.
would have to choose probably Professor X, man. Xavier, Professor Xavier from
Yeah, you
X-Men.
went you went super powerful. You went super
Yeah, but
powerful.
like, cause
Okay.
like he in the wheelchair too, or not in the well in the cartoon he has like
The
the
floating
special
thing.
chair. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
floating
it's like one, you get all the free handicap parking spots. You know what I
thing.
mean? That's a plus. Two, like he just get in your head. Like he don't even really have to like, he just got people work for him. Like, like you know what? Go ahead, just donate, put 10 million in my account, bank teller. You know what I mean? Like he's just, I mean, besides Magneto, I guess he can't get in his head because of that helmet, but I don't know, man. Professor Xavier, he's a professor. I mean, come on now. How many other superheroes are
Yeah,
professors?
yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true. So
So I would be him definitely.
maybe him. Tell being telepath is fun, but
It's very fun.
I think I would be more like I think I would want either like Thor or Storm's power, be able
You
to
see, you
control the
can't use
weather.
Thor, man, because he's not even he don't count. Like you can't use anybody that's like just visiting the Earth for a little bit. Like hey, whatever, I'll help, I guess. Or like Captain Marvel, none of them dudes who could go to different dimensions. And nah, that's not fair.
But Captain Marvel is from Earth, though. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
All
but
right. So okay, we'll keep it. So if I can't do a celestial type of being, let's just call that.
I can't be God, then I don't know.
Ah, no, I will do Storm. I think I would do Storm because she can
From
still
X-Men
control
Storm, you want to
being.
control the weather? You want to just be a glorified meteorologist? Like
Man, I can freeze you
it's
and
gonna
then make you
rain.
melt from a firestorm. Come on, man.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Come on, give me another choice. You know it. You can be Storm. You can be dressed in drag, making it
Doesn't
hail in the
no, it doesn't
summertime.
drag. No, I would have like a star on my thing and like clouds for a cape, you know. and
It sounds like somebody.
then I have lightning bolts coming down the side, hanging. That'd be the helmet, like lightning bolt helmet.
People be looking at this guy like, what the hell is that?
Hey, you know what though? And you know,
Oh
I'd still
man.
be from Africa, so I'd be like, hey, look, don't mess with me.
You out
Is
there,
it
just making it rain in the fucking Sahara Desert. And the animals be looking at
exactly?
you like, what? What did we do to you? Oh man, I want to know what. Well, I kind of want to hear
Well, I mean,
who he would be.
Wolverine was my other choice though, because Wolverine's just
He gets
he's
to be
damn
angry.
near you can't kill Wolverine. So you know
You can make him depressed though, and turn him to alcoholic. Like he got like human like flaws. Like, hey man,
exactly. I know,
you
right?
want another shot? He be like, yeah, whatever. Fuck, I'm 1,000 years
Ah,
old. Hold on, I'm
oh
gonna
man,
bring Colin in. See what his choice would be. What's
yeah.
up,
What's
Colin? I know
up,
you've been
man?
listening. Who you got? You better not say storm that's raining in Africa somewhere.
I'd be Spider-Man.
Ooh, why?
I don't know. I just always like Spider-Man.
We talking Tom Holland Spider Man? We talking Tobey Maguire Spider Man?
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire. Oh man, you gotta go with Tom. All right, well that's fair. It's your choice. All right, I
He's
like
my
Spider Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess my bad. I can't tell you.
But the Tobey Maguire one though, come on.
You too
I mean,
sensitive.
you got the Miles Morales one. You
With
got
great power. I just recently saw Miles whatever into multi Miles Morales, whatever it's called. I like that
yeah.
one too. You kind of cool. You got the J's on, you know what I mean?
I
Can't
like
really
that one. It was funny. Yeah, it was
somebody gotta
funny.
die
It
though.
was
But
still
Colin,
cool.
somebody close to you gotta die. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
that's true. That's the only way it works.
For some
Colin,
superpowers, I'll take it.
don't show your family this. He's like, I don't care.
I'll take it. For
Ah,
some
I don't
superpowers?
care.
Are you kidding?
There's a
I
few
can crawl on
cousins
the
that I don't like.
walls.
you can crawl on the wall. Khan's gonna be in some ladies' restroom going,
Yeah.
"You
Yeah.
didn't wipe.
While Sean
Why didn't you wipe?"
while Sean out there making it rain from the
Yeah.
sky.
Hey, I'm gonna freeze
And I'm,
everybody.
and I'm over there trying to scam the teller at the bank, like, yeah, go ahead, put that in the account.
All the money. All the money in the register. Yep.
Oh, that's great. All right, well, all right, that's fair. So, Colin, you watch The Boys, right?
Yeah. I've actually only seen season 1.
See,
Oh man,
see,
man.
not everybody watches all 3 seasons, and
Haven't kept up.
yeah, it's I like
Trust
it
me,
though.
and that's the thing. Once you start watching it, you don't stop. So that's the issue with it. Well,
Now,
not an issue, but
this is the last question I'm gonna ask both of you. If you were a super, say if you were part of The Boys, or you had just powers to where no one can really even damage you. Would you be good, or would you be malicious or
A
bad?
little both. I'm probably a little bit of both.
I mean, would you
I'll
be the
be more
person that's like,
good.
helping, like trying to solve crime and help the world, or would you just be like, I'm just gonna do what's best for me?
Well, see, I would do that first part, but at the same time, at home, I'm doing shit that's best for me.
We didn't call Sean the Dorians playing a little hanky panky at his house.
I'd be like Hancock,
Be like Hancock, just like
Yeah,
drunk
see,
as
that's what I'm
shit.
saying. Exactly. Like, hey, I'm gonna
Save
help you,
yourself.
I'm drunk, bitch.
but don't call me at 1 a.m. I'm already drunk at 1. So
Right. You imagine calling Hancock like,
clock
yo,
is ticking.
Hancock, it's a terrorist attack going on at Washington, D.C. Like, man, right now, like,
I'm
come
at the
on,
bar.
watching the game. Oh man. All right. Well, since kind of like I said, since we have you here, you guys want to jump into what the Florida? It's up to you.
Let's get
Yeah, I
into
say
it.
we go ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into what.
All right. So since I'm gonna go ahead and do that, I'm really good with these buttons lately. Right.
That thing always cracks me up.
I know, right? Cracks me up. I'm like, whoa. I made that I had to go in GarageBand and make that beat because
That's awesome.
everything was getting copyrighted. Every time I put something up, they'd be like, wait a minute, this belongs to this person. I'm like, man, I feel like that. Oh, whatever.
That's an original.
Yeah, I think I should be a DJ. Well, we'll talk about DJing later. Anyways,
hit us with it, Sean.
Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into Florida. All right, so I'm going to read 3 different Florida stories. They are going to play a competition where they decide, they tell me anyway, they take a nice little guess at where those Florida stories happen. Most of the time they're wrong, but sometimes they get it right. So
I'm undefeated.
Yeah, play along with them and see if you can guess where these stories happen. Oh, and don't be tricked. All 3 stories can happen in the same place.
Okay.
Are you boys ready?
I'm ready, man.
Are you men ready?
I'm
We're
ready,
talking
baby.
about the boys. It got stuck in my head.
Are you
all right?
I'm gonna go watch it after this. Everybody dies at the end, in case you're wondering. I'm just kidding. I don't want to ruin it for you.
As he just ruined it for you. Anyway, so Florida man who got pinned under a golf cart. Yeah, that's right. Will lose his license in a DUI case.
Well, he will lose his life.
License. His
license.
license.
Oh, his license. I think he will lose his life. Damn, he's still stuck.
Yeah. So here's a quick little story. So this Florida man, he got pinned under his golf cart after a crash last year. He will lose his driver's license as the result of sentencing on a charge of driving under the influence.
He loses his driver's license for that?
Apparently so. Edward Porch, who lives, of course, here in Florida, he pleaded no contest last month to the DUI charge. In addition to losing his driver's license for 6 months, he has been placed on probation for 1 year in order to perform 50 hours of community service. So isn't that funny? You got pinned under your own golf cart, because here's a story.
I take it and flip it upside down.
Yeah. So he's a native New Yorker. He crashed his gold Yamaha golf cart.
Where's the problem? There's a native New Yorker driving a golf cart. I've never seen one of those up there.
And at 10 o'clock at night, ended up being pinned under it. So a witness who saw the crash was able to get the golf cart off of Porch, who had been traveling alone. There were tire tracks leading up to where the golf carts were, and appeared he struck a window. So yeah, he was driving pretty erratically. Since he was bleeding profusely, of course, someone called
ambulance. Took his
ambulance.
blood.
Ambulance showed up. When the ambulance showed up, of course, the police are going to show up because they're going to take a blood sample. Took blood sample.
I would just say somebody hit me with a golf cart. Like if I'm pinned under a golf cart, like somebody just hit me with a golf cart while I was drinking. That's what happened. End of story.
His blood alcohol level was 0.260. So yeah, he was definitely intoxicated.
Okay,
so
pretty good.
Yeah, so he's gonna lose his license for driving a golf cart under the influence.
I thought you had to drive a golf cart drunk. I thought that was like recommended.
Right?
I think so. I do all the time on a golf course. I mean, I don't drive it off a golf course, but on a golf course.
Well, I will say this.
When I'm driving a golf cart.
In Tampa, though, I have seen a lot of like people just driving golf carts like around like limited traffic areas or downtown and stuff like that. I mean, I don't see the point of that. Like, yo, go golfing. What the hell you got that for? Just go to driving a golf cart to check your mailbox? Like, come on. Anyway, next story. My bad. That was my rant.
All right. So this story,
Ja
no one got
Morant.
arrested. No one
Ja
got arrested,
Morant.
but it's still
That was my Ja
a
Morant.
Florida man story. But actually, this is a Florida kids story. Yeah.
Ooh.
So here it is.
This video is not for kids.
Florida high school seniors are bringing actual live goats to the prom.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's cute.
they're bringing live goats to the prom. According to TikTok evidence, to prove it, high school seniors and class of 2023 prom attendees from around the country are jumping onto this trend. Well, started here in Florida. I'm not gonna say where because, of course, that's the question. Just having your prom pictures taken with a goat, bringing that goat to the prom. Well, maybe not in the building, but the pictures do look amazing. So why bring a goat to the prom? Michael Jordan. Jordan, widely known as
wait.
Yeah,
Is that what
it
that
is.
story says? Or you just add an ad lib into that?
No, this is the actual story. Jordan is widely known as the GOAT, of course, greatest of all time.
Who wrote that? The goat?
This year's seniors are the class of 2023. Jordan's number. Jordan wore the number 23, hence a graduating class calling itself the GOAT. That's why they're taking the GOAT there. And although their logic may seem a bit sketchy, they are committed to it.
I can't wait to find out what dumbass school that is, so I know that my future kids there.
Well, according to Jamarcus Askew of Florida, Florida high school. What?
I said Jamarcus.
I laughed at that a little bit too.
High school.
According to Jamarcus,
he told the New York Post, I brought it. He told the New York Post, I brought a goat to prom because I'm known in my city for being the greatest when it comes to fashion and photography, and I wanted to show everyone that I really am the greatest of all time.
Oh man, what is this? The Kalamazoo High Gazette? You were reading this? I'm the greatest in my city, so I want to bring goats to prom. Why did they interview this guy?
You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at where it happened at. I'm like, it's
probably Plant. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm about to get banned from this damn city.
Yeah. Probably.
Me and John Morant. John Morant. All right. I know where both of the first two are. I probably know where the third one is too.
All right. We'll see. Here is this Florida story. Florida naked man, attacks people at the gym and throughout the street. I will play the video once you make your guess. Wild cell phone video.
You have a video of this? I don't want to see that.
We got video of it. Wild cell phone video shows a naked man assaulting his workout peers at a gym and passerbys throughout the street. Staff members at the gym said the man was taking a boxing class Tuesday night when he suddenly unclothed and started attacking and punching other people. The boxing coach said he was a little off. He wasn't hitting the bag as usual, said the assistant general manager Ray Lopez. The member walked his way downstairs and he was just acting very bizarre. Gym staff quickly tried to control the man, but he kept fighting back. Come on. How did you not get him? He's naked.
Yeah, this sounds like the trailer for Creed 4.
Naked. Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, so afterwards, he was becoming, of course, he's fighting back. He's becoming dangerous. So at that point, the coaches just picked him up and took him out, and just tossed him on the street.
Took him out to dinner.
Pretty much.
Like, you know what? You're fighting dangerous. Let's take you out to dinner. You want to go
Could you imagine getting tossed out naked? Whoa! Naked.
Listen, no man alive would ever fight a naked man. Like ever. I'm sorry. If you want to win a fight, just get naked and you win automatically. Sorry.
So of course, now you're naked, punching people in the street, which is what he's doing, and he even punched an older man in a wheelchair. Just random people. So of course,
Charles Xavier.
The police are going to pull up. The police pull up. They gave him, of course, many commands, stop, comply. Of course, he's naked. He's punching people. Are you really think he's going to comply?
Put the gun
down. Come on now. I'm naked, man. Screw you. That's exactly what he said.
That's what he said?
Allegedly. But I'm sure, he probably said something along those lines.
That's what he said. It's a wild ass story, man. I gotta tell you, man. Like, I'm trying to put this together, but he was boxing in the gym training, and then doing worse than usual.
all his
Then
clothes
the
off.
trainers
Just-
threw him out butt naked, and they start fighting people in wheelchairs.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's wild. Of course they tased him. Didn't work immediately. He still sprinted, but they tased him again and again, and eventually they got him. So detectives still working the case to see at what point they can charge him. But of course, he was arrested and sent for mental evaluation.
Yeah, that
is
probably should have been Florida man with mental disability gets arrested.
We don't know because apparently that's not his normal way of training, according to Ray Lopez. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You heard a hot yoga. This is called naked boxing.
But those are your 3 Florida stories. So let's get into what.
All right.
Florida.
Well, Colin, since I know all the answers, I'll let you go first.
All right. First one was
First one, the
golf cart guy.
Florida
Golf
man who
cart,
got
okay.
pinned on his own golf cart.
I'm gonna say middle.
Middle Florida.
I kind of want to say middle because I feel like there's a lot of golfers around here, but I'm gonna go with north.
This happened in the villages, which is Central Florida.
See,
Central Florida.
I gave you that one. I gave you that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You didn't have to.
Mister, I know where it happened. I
did.
know where it happened.
I was all right. Number 2.
The seniors taking goats to the
Oh yeah,
prom.
that dumb stuff. That's definitely here somewhere. I'm going Central. I already know it is. Like I just know it because like we always Central Florida always tries to be like trending and like new stuff. Like, why would maybe it'll TikTok will start trending if we bring goats. Like, no, man, I don't even know who Michael Jordan is. I'm going Central.
I'm going Central
right?
too.
Going Central. Okay, well, you are both incorrect. It is at West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach was in South Florida. Florida. I even slipped up and said Palm, and you guys didn't catch it. I was surprised at that one.
Too distracted by the goats.
Surprised.
All right, you want to go first? You want me to go?
I'll go first.
All right.
Third one, man takes off his. Yeah. Let's go south.
All right. This one.
Well, since you're already up one on me, I mean, I just like I have to go Central.
You have to go Central.
All
right. So I will let the video answer this question.
All right. Make sure it's like 5 seconds because last video I got copyrighted on and I had to edit it.
All right. I will make sure that is the case.
Okay. Ben, I mean, no naked dude too. Fighting
It's gonna
people.
be Central.
Yeah. Remember, we have.
It's gonna be like right down the street from us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, this is live. Like, wait a minute. Is that? All right.
There it is.
All right. So basically, I'm about to explain what I'm seeing in great detail. So right now it's 3 of us looking at ourselves while Sean finds this video. All right, so it's a video. Oh, okay. Thank God he's not a black dude. I'm sorry. I was just picturing
when he suddenly got naked and started assaulting people, as you can see in that video. Staff managed to control him and kick him out, but it didn't end there. As you can see, the man ran all around the block, allegedly punching people, even a man in a wheelchair. Police were forced to use a taser to get him just to calm down.
What news station is this?
Here's what the assistant general manager had to say about that incident.
People that are into MMA, boxing, they have a very strong, self-control. This guy was just on something,
gym
and he showed up to the
Oh,
gym.
that's why.
It's Central.
Luckily, nobody was hurt.
I knew it. It's
and
gonna
we
be
got
right
him
next
out
to
just in
us.
time.
We're glad no one was injured there. Police say they are evaluating the man's
What does that
mental
say?
health
This
at this
video is
point,
courtesy of
and
who?
we will have more on this story coming up at 5:30.
What does that say? Where's that
Only
video
in
from?
Dade, Miami-Dade County.
But what's the source?
Oh, NBC. I'm sorry, NBC6 University.
ABC6 is a source.
Wait,
just
was that
in case.
right? Is it south?
NBC Miami South. It is.
Yes.
All right, so this is brought
Yeah.
to us by South
saw
Florida NBC
Midtown.
South.
That was
So we did not steal this footage whatsoever. We're just borrowing it, and we do not own any rights to this. All right, so hopefully that suffices for any copyright. They were like, at the end of your video, you got caught with copyright. All right, Colin, you win this round. Whatever. Congratulations. I'm still up, I think, overall.
You're up by like 1, I think, in the new season.
1. Yeah, okay, whatever. 1 times. All right. It's early. It's early. Anyways, all right. Take your win and get your butt out of here. All right.
Yeah. So before we sign off, you got anything good to say to our audience, or bad to say to our audience?
Yeah. Real quick,
to say to our audience?
I got like 20 seconds. I'm just knock this out. So basically, next week we are doing an interview with Jim. Speaking of Jim, how ironic was that? Jim, buddy of mine, is a trainer. They call him. Actually, I'm just gonna wait. I'm not even gonna even give out any secrets, but make sure you guys tune that in. That's going to be actually on Tuesday. We'll record that, but I'll definitely have that interview up by Wednesday. Also, I will be in Mexico next weekend in Cancun for a couple of days. So if you don't hear from me by a week after that, that means I've been kidnapped. I will be sharing my location live while I'm in Mexico because, I've been watching a lot of Narcos and I'm not trying to become a Sicario. So yeah, check that out. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
I mean, Sicario wouldn't be a bad position. I mean,
it wouldn't be, but I'm not trying to be dismembered and on some type of video. I'm okay.
All right. Well, we talked about the gym. We talked about Ja Morant. We talked about I keep saying want to say it. We talked about being super weird. Really super weird.
So I'm going to have a lot of disclaimers at the bottom of this, but so basically, Jay is Ja Morant, and the super weirdos are referred to superheroes that are kind of out there.
Yeah. Well, we talked about quite a few things today. So with that being said, make sure you look us up on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple. We are out there. We're everywhere. Look us up, subscribe, like it. And with that being said, this has been the Weekly Review at Sean Rock. I am Sean Key Notorious.
I'm Ciroc Mike. Peace.
Thanks for listening.